Despite stalking and hounding a girl, Haryana Neta's son gets bail as cops water down charges for the VIP brat. Crucial CCTV footage goes missing.
ये आपकी अप्रीहेंशन है, हमारे ऊपर कोई किसी तरह का दबाव नहीं है। अगर ऐसी कोई बात होती तो सेम डे FIR क्यों रजिस्टर?
Chandigarh police denies being under pressure, says investigation underway and do not make a media trial. A VIP Neta's arrogance costs a life in Haryana. BJP leader Darshan Nagpal blocks the road and forces an ambulance driver to apologize for brushing past him. Patient dies in the ensuing scuffle. A son returns home from US only to find his dead mother's skeleton in her house in Mumbai. The 63-year-old widow was living alone and was allegedly depressed. Hazardous materials used for making crude bombs have been seized from a garage in Thane. 9 detonators and 10 kgs of ammonium nitrate were nabbed by Thane police. 3 arrested so far.
Stop your bullet trains in the country. We don't require. First to save the life of the citizens in the country. We are coming to the Jantar Mantar. We will make the Delhi to listen to us.
Civic negligence claims 3 lives in the national capital. 3 sanitation workers die after inhaling toxic gases while cleaning the sewers.
God's been extremely kind. I'm getting an opportunity now to look back into life and learn. I learned a lot in those 4-5 years. Now it's high time that I prove my fitness.
Kerala High Court orders BCCI to lift the lifetime ban imposed on cricketer S. Srishant in the 2013 IPL spot fixing case. Good evening. You're watching The Big Story with me, Apni Raja. Let's get straight to our top story. It's a classic case of VIPs making a mockery of the law. 2 days after he allegedly stalked a girl, the BJP Neta's son stopped her car and even tried to abduct her. Vikas Barala, son of BJP Haryana Chief Subhash Barala, roams scot-free. He was arrested on Saturday after the victim, who is the daughter of an IAS officer, filed a complaint. Medical reports confirm that the accused was allegedly in an intoxicated state when he followed the girl for nearly 9 kilometers. Nevertheless, neither Barala nor his companion have been charged with drunken driving. His attempt to abduct the victim has also been dropped from the charge sheet. In fact, sources say that the police not only watered down the charges, but also gave him VVIP treatment in the police lockup. Not only this, CCTV footage of the incident is apparently missing as well. And in spite of the complainant's claim that there were 6 to 7 CCTV cameras on the way.
Now, there are contradictory views that are coming in. Now, the police is also saying that you've changed your statement in 164 and the FIR. Now, they're saying that earlier in the FIR, it was clear that there was a kidnap and outrage of modesty of the girl. Now you're saying that there was no kidnap. That is what the police is claiming. Is the police right?
I never used the word except on my Facebook post. As far as the legal statement is concerned and like all the legal statements that I've given are concerned, I used exactly what happened, the truth, the facts. These guys started harassing me here. This is exactly what they did. This is when I called the cops. This is when the cops caught them.
What exactly happened that night?
See, now the details are everywhere, but in short, they kept trying to block me in, trying to get me to slow down or stop, trying to scare me into stopping. Twice they got out of the car. And the final time, they got to the car, banged on the window, and the guy tried to open the door. That is when the cops showed up. So I was lucky that the cops showed up. But, so yeah, when you look at all of these facts put together, the conclusion that I draw is that they wanted to abduct me. What else did they want? It's not like they want to have a conversation. So I feel like they wanted to abduct me. Now what conclusion the police draws or the law draws is up to them. I cannot claim to, dictate what conclusion they draw.
मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि जिस पुलिस ने अपने प्रोटेक्टिव सिस्टम से मेरी बेटी की जान बचाई है, वो पुलिस अपना काम सही करेगी. और मैं ये कह सकता हूँ कि जब मुझे आज सुबह पता लगा कि सीसीटीवी की फुटेज अवेलेबल नहीं है, और ये मीडिया से मुझे पता लगा, पुलिस से नहीं पता लगा, तो मैंने डीजीपी से भी बात की और उन्होंने कहा कि वो अभी देख रहे हैं कि उस लाइन के ऊपर जो रूट था जिसके ऊपर ये सब हादसा हुआ, उसके ऊपर कितने सीसीटीवी कैमरा लगे हुए हैं और उनकी कितनी फुटेज अवेलेबल है। और उन्होंने मुझे आश्वासन दिया कि वो सब फुटेज को सिक्योर रखेंगे और उसके एविडेंस में लेंगे।
Meanwhile, Chandigarh police denies being under pressure, says investigation is underway. Listen into that.
इस केस को इन्वेस्टिगेट करते हुए हमें सिर्फ 3 दिन हुए हैं।
सर, यदि आम व्यक्ति होता तो उसके बारे में भी यही पुलिस सारा सिस्टम अडॉप्ट करती।
सर देखिए, ये आपकी अप्रीहेंशन है, हमारे ऊपर कोई किसी तरह का दबाव नहीं है। अगर ऐसी कोई बात होती तो सेम डे FIR क्यों रजिस्टर। हम हर कैमरा, जो एक कैमरा है उस रोड पे, सबको एनालाइज कर रहे हैं। जब हमारा टेक्निकल एनालिसिस कंप्लीट हो जाएगा तो मैं आपको बिल्कुल बताऊंगा। मैं नहीं कह सकता मैम अभी।
You think that Chandigarh police is under pressure and there is some manipulation?
सर देखिए, मुझे तो नहीं लग रहा। उसकी वजह है 2 जो कि बिल्कुल फैक्ट हैं। एक तो कि सेम रात में बिल्कुल प्रॉम्प्टली हमने FIR रजिस्टर की, बिल्कुल प्रॉम्प्टली हमने अक्यूज़ को पकड़ा। अगर कोई ऐसी बात होती तो ये शायद एक्शन नहीं होते।
Now, the Haryana government has responded to the incident. Jawahar Yadav, who spoke to Times Network, claims that the responsibility does not lie with state BJP head Subhash Barala. He also questioned the complainant's statements and claimed there were discrepancies in her versions.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी और हमारे प्रदेश अध्यक्ष श्री सुभाष बराला का स्पष्ट रूप से मानना है कि विकास बराला के मामले में कानून अपना काम कर रहा है। कानून सम्मत सारी चीजें होनी चाहिए, सच दुनिया के सामने आना चाहिए, और अगर किसी ने गलती की है तो उसकी गलती सजा मिलनी चाहिए। हम सब शिकायतकर्ता के साथ हैं। शिकायतकर्ता ने अभी तक जो कहा है, उन्होंने जो अंतिम रात का उनका बयान था कि पुलिस ने अभी तक अपनी भूमिका अच्छी निभाई है, आगे भी निभाए, हम ऐसी उम्मीद रखते हैं चंडीगढ़ पुलिस से। जो शिकायतकर्ता है उनके पिता का भी एक बयान ये आ रहा है कि विकास बराला बालिग है, उसको उनके पिता से या उनकी पार्टी से जोड़कर नहीं देखना चाहिए। यानी कि इसमें शिकायतकर्ता सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है। उनके 164 के बयान जो मजिस्ट्रेट के सामने हुए, उसके आधार पर जो एक धारा और जुड़नी थी वो पुलिस ने जोड़ी है। तो पुलिस और बाकी चीजें यहाँ पर अपना काम कर रही है, परंतु कुछ लोग इस पर राजनीति करना चाहते हैं या इसके हाइप क्रिएट करना चाहते हैं, उससे हमें हमारी समझ से परे हैं। वो ऐसा क्यों करना चाहते हैं? हमारे लिए इस वाले केस में सबसे प्रमुख विषय शिकायतकर्ता और उनके परिवार की संतुष्टि है। उनकी संतुष्टि अभी तक मीडिया के माध्यम से हमें नजर आ रही है और कानून अपना काम कर रहा है। मुझे लगता है कि इसको राजनीतिक विषय नहीं बनाना चाहिए।
Mirror now exclusively spoke to National Spokesperson Congress Randeep Surjewala on the issue. Listen into what he had to say.
The entire episode smacks of political interference and an attempt to hush up and cover on part of a direction received from BJP at the center. For UT administration and Chandigarh police, they are both manned by none less than the Home Ministry, as we all know. Why is an attempt being made to hush up? Two facts are extremely clear, contrary to what your superintendent of police was saying on your channel. Firstly, there was a press conference done by the investigating officer Satish Kumar, DSP East, at 2:30 in the afternoon, wherein he clearly said that it's a case of abduction, attempt to commit an offense, as also attempt to outrage modesty of a woman. And he also went on to say, which video we have released, that it is punishable with 7 to 10 years imprisonment. At 5 o'clock, exactly 2.5 hours thereafter, the same police officer Satish Kumar does a press conference and say, this is a bailable offense of stalking and wrongful restraint, and we are accordingly registering an FIR, which is an FIR that is under bailable offences. Within 10 hours thereafter, in fact 6 hours thereafter, they proceed to release the accused. Tell me what happened between 2:30 in the afternoon and 5 in the afternoon? Yes, a direction came from Union BJP leadership to hush up the matter and to brush it under the carpet. These are the uncontestable facts. And what is it that, how come 5 or 6 CCTV cameras, their footage has suddenly gone missing? The demands are rather simple. First, register the FIR according to the statement made before magistrate under 164 CRPC by this brave girl. And it's a case, straightaway case of abduction and attempt to outrage modesty under section 365 and 354 and 511 of Indian Penal Code. Why are they not doing it? Why is it that the accused are on bail while they should be in jail? Secondly, where has the evidence disappeared?
All right, joining me on the phone line is Mohammed Khan, national spokesperson of the Congress. Thank you very much, Mr. Khan, for joining in. The Congress has leveled some serious charges again in this whole issue against the state BJP chief as well. I want you to first take us through exactly what the charges are.
Ma'am, as you have, I believe you are playing out Mr. Surjewala's statement right now. Mr. Surjewala has summarized beautifully the inconsistencies in the statements made by these people. In fact, we played both the videos at our conference earlier today to show how the police officer in question gave one statement first and then another afterwards, dropping the more serious non-bailable charges. Now, what we see here, there is a concession on the part of the state that there is a degree of interference by certain officials. लोगों ने आपके सामने आके ये भी बोला कि देख लो क्या करना है, and the police itself is operating under a certain degree of pressure. In addition to that, the BJP in a shameless act has resorted to victim shaming, as you must have seen on social media today. It is appalling. Instead of condemning the action, instead of taking the harshest recourse available under the law against this fellow, they have instead huddled around him and are defending him. Now, ma'am, the hypocrisy of this status is evident from the fact you will recall when Natwar Singh was surrounded by the opposition and he was made to resign for certain alleged actions by his son. And now Mr. Chidambaram, in more recent memory, is being hounded by the opposition. We say, follow the same standard. You resign and do not interfere with the process of the law. This brave young lady has come forward, made clear allegations against this man, had the courage of her convictions and stood behind them. And what is the BJP doing? It is shielding this guy. It is victim shaming her. It is appalling the kind of messages they're putting out online. One BJP leader has actually asked, if I'm not mistaken, that what was she doing out at this hour? Others are collecting pictures from her social media pages and posting them online. So they're adding insult to injury by violating her privacy even further. This shows you the mentality of the BJP, not just in Haryana, but across the country.
Right. Mr. Khan, that same BJP leader who you mentioned was Jawahar Yadav, who said that why was she out at that time? And he also said that Subhash Barala should not be connected to this because it's what his son has done and not him. Hence, and the Congress also wants Subhash Barala to step down? Absolutely, ma'am. Because as I said earlier, why the double standard? When Natwar Singh's son was alleged to have been involved in certain activities in the earlier in UPA 1, you paid for Natwar Singh's blood, and we obliged. We said absolutely. The buck stops with the leader, right? When you're going after Mr. Chidambaram's son, you're going after Mr. Chidambaram. So we are saying here, and in this case, the link is not some tenuous link that we are trying to draw. It is very clear that the father is shielding him. Official statements disclose the fact that BJP workers descended on that police station immediately after those fellows were arrested. They were allowed to walk. The CCTV footage has gone missing. So, ma'am, there are only two possibilities here. Either the state is incompetent or it is complicit. And neither of these two are flattering for the state government. I think Mr. Khattar should also step down given the state of affairs, given the increasing law and order, the worsening law and order situation in his own state. Right. Now, as the Congress, what do you plan to do to ensure that the girl gets justice? Right. So what we are doing is right now ensuring that the investigation carried out by the police is in a fair fashion. We want to ensure that no sections are dropped. We are maintaining a constant vigil over the course of this investigation. We are also trying to get our cards on the ground to see if we can collect more evidence and to ensure that these people don't tamper with the evidence further, as they have allegedly seem to have done with the CCTV cameras, which have surprisingly gone missing. So at this moment, we stand with the family. We stand with the citizens of Haryana. And we will continue to speak out against the maladministration, the continuing maladministration of the state. I'm sure you also saw the other story about how one of their leaders caused the death of a patient. Yes, I was going to come to that, on that, your comments on that as well, where the BJP Neta allegedly held up an ambulance and All right, I'm just going to ask you to hold on, Mr. Khan. We've got Sudhanshu Mittal, leader of the BJP, with us as well on the phone line. Thank you very much, Mr. Mittal, for joining in. Of course, you're aware the Congress has leveled serious charges, including charges that the charges in this case have been diluted. CCTV footage has gone missing. There's a lot of political pressure. I want your comments on that.
I don't think I should even be commenting on the kind of politics Congress has been indulging in. It is beneath contempt. Here is a case of law and order problem. The police, on the reporting of a criminality, has acted against a criminal. There is nobody who's high and mighty enough not to be acted against. That has been the philosophy of this government. This government believes in the law of land, and that is what has been implemented. Now, Congress wants to make political capital out of it, so be it. I think it is petty politics are indulging it. So, I mean, that's not something we should get involved with. Simple as that. Whatever are the charges are what was a part of the complaint and what was a part of the statement the victim had made before the magistrate. On the basis of that, the charges have been framed. Now, after the matter has been raised at various levels that these are diluted charges, they have been sent for legal opinion that can some other charges be added to it or not. If the legal opinion is that there should be some other charges, they'll be added. So there's no question of protecting anybody who's guilty. As I said, no matter how high and mighty anybody may be or may be connected to the high and mighties of this country, the law is supreme and the law of land shall prevail.
But Mr. Mittal, the fact is that the girl has been constantly saying that she felt that there was an attempt to abduct her. She said that in her initial complaint as well. She said that on her Facebook post as well. And she's been saying that all through today. And yet that entire charge was dropped. The second point, as far as they were intoxicated, that was the medical tests were done and it was proved that they were intoxicated. That charge was also dropped.
May I remind you that I read the interview of this girl today in the newspaper, and all what she said was that I was followed for 5-6 kilometers. It's on record. It's all on record. So what is reported to the police, what is said in the Facebook is not what constitutes.
No, but in the initial complaint report, a copy of which we saw, it was clearly mentioned. She's quoted there saying that she felt that she was in danger and that she could have been kidnapped.
Yeah. When you say I was in danger, that does not, it's in itself constitute criminality. You must understand that there is a between crime against women and other criminalities. When it is crime against women, the onus of proof is on the person who is charged with that offense. So the presumption of guilt always is against the accused. But in any other criminality, on the complaint of a complainant, it has to be investigated. And on the establishment of criminality can only a charge be made out. So there is a distinction. I think criminal jurisprudence should not be guided by what is popularly stated or what is a subject matter of television debate. It should be done with the intent of what is legally permissible and what is high and mighty must escape the law because the innocent should be persecuted because he is related to high and mighty. So let the law of land prevail. If there is criminality, and as I said, the entire thing has gone for legal examination. Now, in legal examination, if it constitutes a criminal offense, which should be charged under different sections, it shall be done.
Right.
So I don't, as I said, and must give credit to the police of central government itself, of BJP-led government itself, that they are the ones who apprehended the person in spite of his connection in the BJP.
But Mr. Mittal, he went scot-free within a matter of hours. I'm going to go back to Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan, would you like to respond to what Mr. Mittal is saying?
Yes, absolutely. Mr. Mittal's musings on jurisprudence aside, I find it highly presumptuous that Mr. Mittal is now telling us what the girl said in her complaint. When this girl, and God bless her, she is out there bravely putting forth her version, Mr. Mittal is telling us what her version of events is and what she said on Facebook is immaterial. Number two, Mr. Mittal, I find it reprehensible that you are trying to defend the indefensible.
you should talk about the fact that why are there two different versions by the police, barely within hours. You should talk about the fact why were these guys released when they should have been charged under more stricter sections. You're giving me legal gyan on how they're seeking a legal opinion. Sir, if a victim comes forth and tells you that this is the crime that has occurred against you, you don't go seeking a legal opinion. This is a dilatory tactic at best and one that embarrasses you. The fact that you're admitting it embarrasses you. And finally, sir, let me tell you this. This is a moment where the entire nation is speaking out against you. And let me remind you, we are the principal opposition. We take our job of vigilance very, very seriously. You can call it politics, you can call it whatever you like. But sir, we are not going to quieten down. This is an issue we will continue to raise. And no matter how arrogant you stand, we will expose your leaders and the people who are involved in this.
Mr. Mittal, I have another question for you regarding a comment that Mr. Jawahar Yadav had made. He said that she shouldn't have been out that late at night in the first place. What is your response to that?
No, I will not respond to statements which are... just a minute.
He's the vice president. He's the vice president of the Haryana, the BJP.
Can I please finish? Mr. Khan, I think you will give me liberty of expressing my views.
Yes, Mr. Mittal, go ahead.
I think I'm entitled to that. Mr. Khan, who himself is a lawyer, can talk about disregarding the law of land. I'm really surprised. As I said, for political reasons we take stance is understandable. But when it comes to criminality, I think the fairness of law, the majesty of law is something which is critical for anybody. The system cannot be guided by what Mr. Khan and his party would like to say. Because if you remember yesterday, Mr. Khan's party was insisting that
All right, Mr. Mittal, I'm going to interrupt you there. We're also being joined by senior advocate Rebecca John. Thank you very much for joining in. From a purely legal perspective, I want your views on this case.
Well, it appears from what I've been reading that the police had initially registered the FIR under more serious offences and have, over the last 48 hours, watered down those sections and have basically only taken him under Section 354D, which is a bailable offence. I find this a little strange because in most cases, when you go to the police station and when an FIR is registered and when the accused is not rich and powerful and doesn't have a fairly strong following of people on Twitter, the police does not, even in cases where it's apparent that certain offences are not made out, will never water down these charges. When a woman is coming to you and saying that she was put in this position, she was very nearly abducted, I think it is incumbent on the police force to register the more serious charges. And failure to do so makes me worry because clearly there's something happening here which is not quite understandable.
My question to you is, under what circumstances would the charges change after the complainant has actually gone ahead? In the initial complaint report, she says very clearly that she was stalked along with fear of abduction, along with outrage in modesty. So very clearly does the initial complaint report mention that.
It cannot change. It cannot change. The police has to take her version as gospel truth at this point in time. If at the end of investigation they find that certain charges are not made out, then they can file a report to that effect to the court, and it is for the court to decide whether those charges would stick or not. But unilaterally, the police have no business changing those charges. It is not permissible in law.
Right. Mr. Mittal, now I have to come back to you too. You just heard Rebecca John clearly state what she just said, that it's not permissible to change the charges. It has to be taken. Would request your comments on that.
Can I respond?
Yes, please.
Ms. John had just said that initially police had registered grave charges which were watered down. Now, if she can enlighten me on the process of watering down, I'll be very grateful. My understanding of criminal jurisprudence is when an FIR is registered, it is registered under certain sections. And till such time there's a charge sheet which is filed, there is no process of watering down the charges. So she may kindly explain as to when she says earlier the charges registered were grave and then they were subsequently watered down. I mean, it is bizarre if my knowledge of law...
Well, let me respond to that.
Yes, please.
Because, see, I'm not the political person in this, so don't take pot shots at me. I'm giving a legal opinion. Let me respond to that.
You give me a legal
police...
Mr. Mittal, do let her respond. Do let her respond.
If the police did not...
What is the process of watering down a charge?
Please, Mr. Mittal, let me respond. There is some courtesy we can show each other. When the police is given a story which says that these offences were committed, and it appears to the police that there was a case of abduction or at least attempt to abduction, then if they did not register, let me answer Mr. Mittal's charge. If they did not register under 365, read with Section 511, that is an even graver act of dereliction on the part of the police. I'm asking myself as a citizen. I don't know why Mr. Mittal is getting excited. I'm not complaining against him. I'm merely complaining against the local police station in Chandigarh. That if after hearing this version from the complainant, they did not invoke Section 365, read with 511, which was what the initial report suggested, then it is an even graver charge against the police, because you have not invoked the sections that are clearly applicable.
Right, exactly. And Mr. Mittal, that's the point, because we have heard the DSP essentially saying initially that the charges 341, 365, 511 were levied. And then later on, he went on to say that only 354D is being levied. So that has happened.
Miss, you all are legally educated. I'm asking, once an FIR is registered under certain sections, how can those sections be changed? Somebody must tell me this. I'm asking a very simple question. She's a legal luminary. I'm aware of her reputation as a criminal lawyer, which is a very of a very high order. Now, once a FIR is registered under certain sections, how are the sections changed? Under what process? Please enlighten me. I'm at least not aware of any procedure where these sections can be changed unless there's a charge sheet which is filed. I mean, when we make statements, we are not making political statements here. These are grave criminal issues. And on criminality, I expect honesty and not a political statement. Right. Please tell me, Rebecca ji, how after a FIR has been registered under certain sections, do the sections change? Please tell me that.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much, Sudhanshu Mittal, Rebecca John and Mohammed Khan for joining in and getting us your views. Well, clearly a lot of questions still remain unanswered as to why the police went soft on Vikas Barala. Did the police dilute the charges, and how they managed to do that, and why were they not booked under attempt to abduct? All right, with that, it's a wrap on The Big Story. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Mirror Now.